Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium founder, CEO, and Chief Visionary Officer of Unblinded, owner, founder, and president of Callaghy Law, Mr. Sean Callaghy.
We hope, we say it, but do we actually believe it? What if it's actually possible? And what if the people in this space can actually do it? We live in complex and challenging times, wanting for leadership. I met Dan several years ago, before any of this was even a thought. As this process continued, I have never met anyone who in a more heart-centered way, relentlessly pursued this vision. At every turn, there were obstacles. At every turn, there were doubters. At every turn, there was resistance. And in the end, one person continued to believe, and that was Dan Izaki. His mission, his vision, is to do that and that it is to unite, to find ways to create private and public partnership, to cause good in this world, and with united safety technology, to bring about a new paradigm of safety and security and so much more for our nation and this great state. My name again is Sean Callaghy, and I have the privilege of watching this from before, during, today, and into the future. And as we welcome Dan to this stage today, think about leadership. Think about being united. Think about what that actually means and how those words can be weaponized, twisted, and shifted. Dan is a heart-centered utilitarian who wants to bring about change for people. He's fun, he's energized, he's courageous, and he is a person that is going to make all of this work along with the extraordinary team he has assembled at United Safety Technology. So with that said, let's welcome the president, CEO, and founder of United Safety Technology, Dan Izaki, to the podium. Dan.
Thank you, Sean. Why are we here? Why are we here? I see 100 plus extraordinary individuals in this space. Humans from healthcare, first responders, business leadership, public service, and community, all under one roof. So for a third time, why are we here? I believe the answer is that we are motivated to do things because we want more. I think that our more is that we want to solve problems in our community, our nation, and maybe even the world. Has there ever been a greater opportunity, in our lifetime at least, where the number of challenges to solve has been more significant? How do we make our nation safer and more secure? Building security in a way that is access to connection, possibility, the building of community that isn't just protective. We can create beautiful things while still serving the needs we all have to feel and be safe. I'd like you all to close your eyes and think back to about 2 years ago, almost to today, and recall how you felt. I remember the fear, uncertainty, and worry that was present around the COVID-19 pandemic as it was unfolding before my eyes. This is when we identified the problem we would come to solve. We're a team leading the movement to bring back life-saving PPE production back to our shores. We can protect the safety and security of our communities in America. Not only is it a noble mission, but it's also an exciting one. So, good morning. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you. So before I share a bit about our vision, our culture, and our mission at UST. We want to thank all of today's speakers for their continued support. Sean, who you heard from already, Kerry Doyle from Trade Point Atlantic, Governor Hogan, Johnny Olszewski, Baltimore County Executive, Rick Metzger, Maryland District 6 Representative, Assistant Secretary Dawn O'Connell from the United States Department of Health and Human Services. We look forward to hearing from each and every one of you, and good morning. It means so much to see so many people out here today in attendance. Elected officials, community leaders, frontline caregivers and local first responders, and several leaders from our local health systems. Thank you all for coming today and making us feel welcome here in Maryland. I'd also like to thank a few people who couldn't be here with us today. They were instrumental in supporting UST and our mission, particularly Brigadier General David Sanford of the United States Air Force and Ian Watson of HHS. We really wish they were here with us today, but they couldn't be. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words and a video is worth 1,000 pictures. I want to share a brief video with you of the UST journey that will not only showcase where we've been, but what this magnificent historical facility will become very soon. Yeah, I mean, that just puts everything in perspective. We look around and we see, the bones of this place, but once we start putting equipment and people in here, this place is going to come to life, doing very good things. I want to share how UST came together and what makes us different. Our mission and core values were built on 3 key questions. First, how do we care for those that care for us all? Second, how do we create meaningful solutions to address the problems we now face? And third, why are we the team that you can count on? How do we care for those that care for us all? We're committed to provide critical domestically manufactured, high-quality PPE products. We all know someone that's a caregiver and is on the front lines. We want to ensure that there will never be another shortage of PPE products for our frontline heroes, and that's a commitment. How do we accomplish this? Through the expansion of US-based PPE production and a US-based efficient supply chain here in this vast structure. Innovation is at the heart of our business model. Even the most fundamental products, like exam gloves, are worthy of continuous improvement. We design PPE products that are made to protect men and women across America. Comfort and safety must be at the core of our innovation. We seek input from those who know best, the medical professionals that use our products day in and day out. Please join me in a round of applause as we pay tribute to the caregivers, first responders, and healthcare professionals in this room. And I know there are a bunch of you out here, so thank you for all you do. Really, thank you. How do we reduce our reliance on foreign-produced medical products? We're not just here to solve a COVID problem. We're working to solve a long-term reliance problem, more specifically, reliance on foreign manufacturing. Did you know that the US uses over 110 billion exam gloves per year, yet less than 1% is actually manufactured in the United States? For us to make the leap forward towards self-reliance, it will require support, change, and a united community. We're proud to have selected Sparrows Point as our new manufacturing home. You'll start to see our revitalization efforts at this historic site. Sparrows Point will enable us to reduce the manufacturing environmental impact while accessing a talented area labor pool and utilizing this robust network of infrastructure and neighboring services. We will launch a new chapter in the story of America's strength. You might ask yourself, why are we the team you can count on? The UST team is built on American grit, the grit that's been shaped by those who've been in the healthcare trenches. Each leader within our organization is personally committed to making our country and healthcare systems and our community safer and stronger. Together with our many partners within this room today, I'm confident that we will be able to successfully navigate the challenges we face today and those yet to come. I believe that Americans are great problem solvers. We've led many of the world's most significant innovations by meeting our challenges head on while simultaneously planning the future. Americans have found their way out of the Great Depression to helping save the world during World War II, to successfully transitioning out of the Cold War. We now face significant challenges within a complex web of health and geopolitical issues. UST was created in the spirit of problem solving and will meet these unique challenges. We look forward to joining forces with all of you to make this community, this country, and this world a better protected place. And now, let's hear more from the incredible people that have graciously decided to join us today. I'd like to bring up Mr. Kerry Doyle, Managing Director of Trade Point Atlantic. Kerry?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dan, for the introduction, and thanks to you and your colleagues at United Safety Technology for your partnership and for bringing us all together today for this incredible event. I'd also like to extend thanks to Governor Hogan, County Executive Olszewski, Assistant Secretary O'Donnell, all of our elected leaders and public servants, as well as the leadership and staff from our amazing Maryland hospitals and healthcare community who've taken time out of their busy schedules to join us here today. This is a great day for Baltimore County, for Maryland, and ultimately for our entire nation. It is truly one of the most exciting announcements we've made here at Trade Point Atlantic, and we've made many. Bringing manufacturing back to America is not only good for business, but as the last 2 years have taught us, it's good for and critical to our national security. Today, we're celebrating jobs and the expansion of manufacturing at Sparrows Point, but we're also celebrating the continuing onshoring of manufacturing to the United States. This is a big deal, and we are incredibly proud to be partnering with UST as they create a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility producing nitrile gloves and other critical PPE for hospitals and long-term care facilities throughout the state as well as the country. Our prime location within the Port of Baltimore and unparalleled access to major rail, highway, and roadway infrastructure makes Trade Point Atlantic the perfect place to grow our nation's onshoring manufacturing movement. Here at Trade Point Atlantic, we thrive on being the location of choice for manufacturers like UST and their transformational projects. So much of our world has changed over the last 2 years and continues to change. But one thing that has remained constant, however, is the dedication of our healthcare heroes. They've been there for us, and now it's time that we're there for them. Today's announcement is a first small step in doing just that. I know I speak for the entirety of the Trade Point Atlantic team when I say we're humbled and honored to be a part of this. Now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our next speaker. He's been an incredible friend to Trade Point Atlantic during his time in office. In many ways, the success we've experienced over the last 7.5 years is a perfect reflection of the governor's efforts to change Maryland for the better. Without the governor's unifying message in these trying times, his vision to make Maryland an ideal place to grow jobs, to raise a family, and to invest in facilities such as these, Trade Point Atlantic would not be where it is today. And throughout this entire pandemic, he's always led our state with pragmatism, integrity, and a steady guiding hand. Governor, thank you for your unifying spirit, your steadfast leadership, and your continued support. Please join me in welcoming Governor Larry Hogan.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Gary. It's great to be with everybody. Great to be back here at Trade Point Atlantic once again. Seems like we do this pretty often. It was in 2016 when I was here to celebrate the very first tenant. And I said back then that this transformative vision for this site here at Sparrows Point would be an incredible economic generator for Maryland and a shining example of industry and economic development. And we've been back again and again for announcements like this over the years as we've seen that bold and exciting vision for 15 million square feet of development and 11,000 jobs become a reality. And today, Trade Point Atlantic's success story grows even more as we prepare to welcome United Safety Technology into this incredible, what's going to be an incredible 735,000 square feet, this $350 million medical manufacturing facility. In responding to a once-in-a-generation global pandemic required all of us to take unprecedented actions. And the state of Maryland brought to bear the entire arsenal of government and public health. We built up massive testing and vaccine infrastructure from scratch. We mobilized the National Guard and added thousands of additional hospital beds into our surge capacity. And we had to scour the entire world to procure and distribute tens of millions of masks and gloves and gowns and other PPE. We were out competing with every other state and every other country in a constrained market for desperately needed supplies. Now here in Maryland, we continue to have the strongest health and economic recovery in America. But we've all learned the importance of being prepared for the next future crisis. While demand for disposable synthetic medical gloves has surged dramatically since 2020, the U.S. currently produces less than 1% of the world's supply. This exciting new facility will change that. It really is a game changer. UST expects to have the capability, as you heard, of producing 375 million units of gloves per month, which sounds like an incredible accomplishment to me. All of them will be manufactured right here in the state of Maryland. And that's probably worth clapping for. I like that. And just as importantly, UST expects to create more than 2,000 new Maryland jobs right here at Trade Point Atlantic. The focus of our entire administration has been to try to make Maryland open for business, to grow businesses and jobs from one end of the state to the other. A major national survey just ranked Maryland as the most improved state for business in America. We went from 50th in the country in manufacturing to growing more manufacturing jobs than 39 other states. We've had the best economic turnaround in America. And today, we're continuing to cement that pro-jobs, pro-business environment, ensuring that Maryland will continue to be a prime location for economic growth, manufacturing, and innovation. And I just want to say congratulations to the entire team at UST and Trade Point Atlantic, and thank our partners at HHS and Baltimore County. I want to thank every single person who has been involved in making this exciting announcement possible. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Governor. Now I'd like to introduce our next guest, someone who also is a unifying leader with vision and purpose. County Executive Olszewski is no stranger to Sparrows Point. He grew up in the shadow of the former steel mill and witnessed firsthand what the loss of jobs means to a community. Early on, the county executive believed in the potential for creating an economic engine for our state and region. He stepped forward in a big way to partner with us to rebuild the necessary infrastructure that has supported the rapid redevelopment and many successes we've achieved to date. The county executive also assembled a world-class team that has been in the trenches with us, executing at a scale, complexity, and in a time frame that is unparalleled. Simply put, County Executive, our success is your success. Ladies and gentlemen, our County Executive, Johnny Oshesky Jr.
Thank you so much, Carrie, and it is a pleasure to be here. And Dan, I have to say, as if I weren't proud already to be a neighbor and friend and representative of Southeast Baltimore County, that video certainly made me excited and proud again, not just for our incredible history, but now for our bright future that we have together. I'm so glad to see that Sparrows Point and Trade Point Atlantic is, in fact, becoming that economic engine, a powerhouse for Baltimore County, the state of Maryland, and now for our country. So thank you, UST, for this critical investment in our community, but also in our country's future. And what a difference indeed a few years has made. And seeing the difference of a steel plant breathe its last breath to a complete reinvigoration of this site, now being led by this incredible multi-$100 million investment where manufacturing continues to grow and return here to the point. All this great news means more jobs for our working families too, here in Baltimore County and across our region. So we are thrilled to welcome you and the nearly 2,000 jobs that this investment represents. Think about it, an annual payroll of tens of millions of dollars put to work supporting our communities, our local businesses, and our country. And over the past 2 years, as has been noted, we know all too well from our brave men and women in the healthcare fields, our brave frontline workers, just how important and critical these resources are. And we know now that we cannot and we should never take that for granted. So we can be and we all will be proud to know that these resources will be made right here in Sparrows Point. And we look forward to partnering with you to ensure that our workforce development teams, our community college is at the table so that you have a strong, steady workforce to support this critical need and to fill these jobs. So congratulations again, Dan, and to the entire United Safety Technology team. Thank you for making this critical investment in Baltimore County. Thank you again to Carrie Doyle and the entire Trade Point Atlantic team for your continued partnership and investment at this site. Thank you to Governor Hogan and our state partners who have put forward critical state resources to make this happen. Delegate Metzger, Senator Saling. Thank you to our local partners for also stepping up, and Councilman Crandall, thank you for supporting Baltimore County as we stepped up to the table to make sure. And our federal delegation, including Senator Cardin, Congressman Ruppersberger, and Assistant Secretary O'Connell. This is a great day for Sparrows Point, for Baltimore County and Maryland. Let's all soak it in and let's get to work. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Johnny. In fact, I want to take a second to point out the incredible partnership between our county executive and our governor. I think there are far too many examples these days of the bitter divisions within our country and the political landscape. But here's an example of really true American-style leadership that has seen our country through some of the most difficult times. I think we're very fortunate to have these two leaders come together and share in a singular vision for Trade Point. So yeah, please give them a round of applause. All right, now I'd like to introduce another longtime friend of Trade Point, Maryland Delegate Rick Metzger, who's taken time out of his busy legislative session to be with us today. Delegate Metzger he's been with us every step of the way, just about at every possible Trade Point event, open house, community meeting. Really appreciate his continued partnership and support in Annapolis. So please join me in welcoming Delegate Metzger.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Oh, come on. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. There you go. I'm the preacher in the bunch, so I've got to say this. This is the day the Lord hath made, and I will rejoice and be glad. So we have a real opportunity today to rejoice for something good. So put your hands together and just rejoice for a second. Be excited. Good morning again. Thank you, Governor Hogan, County Executive Johnny Olszewski, Senator Johnny Ray Salling, and our County Councilman Todd Crandall, and other distinguished elected officials in the room here. Boy, what a beautiful sight this is. Governor, I enjoy how you take this in. I can see how you take this in. I'm State Delegate Rick Metzger, and I represent Essex, Dundalk, Edgemere, Sparrows Point, in the Maryland General Assembly. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank UST and Trade Point Atlantic for inviting me to here today. Today, it's a bright, sunny day, and today is the beginning of a bright future for United System Safety Technology and Trade Point Atlantic and the community for bringing new investment, new jobs back to Sparrows Point. Not only bringing the jobs back to Sparrows Point, but bringing manufacturing jobs to the former coal mill. By the way, think about that, 746,000 square feet for a new medical manufacturing facility, creating over 2,000 jobs. We all hear about the pandemic and how it has slowed down and shut down, in some cases, put a halt to supply chain of many products and the computer chips for automobiles and some food items or household items. Prior to the 2021, 98% of all medical gloves were made in Asia. But today, this announcement will change all of that in the medical field. We'll no longer have to rely solely upon the offshore medical products, which may come to a halt in unforeseen circumstances and events that are not. They're made right here in the United States of America, made here in Sparrows Point. It's a new day for 21219 zip code. Amen. In Baltimore County, think about this. That Franklin Square, Union Hospital across the river, Johns Hopkins, University of Maryland, other medical hospitals and facilities within a short distance located right here. These hospitals will be fully stocked with medical supplies, which is a win-win situation for all of us. Thank you, UST and Trade Point Atlantic, for making this day a reality. And for 25 seconds, Senator Johnny Ray Salling will greet you.
Thank you. I don't have a script. That's okay. I have 26 years I worked down here. And I've seen the change firsthand when they close these doors. Now what do I see? I see great things happening. Why? Because we have good companies that are coming here around the world, like UST. And we've only just begun. We will see other companies come here. We see more PPE, we're going to bring it here. Our country is going to thrive. Why? Because we can, because we are Americans. We are going to do great things here. Again, realize we need to be independent so people can be dependent upon us. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to make gloves, we're going to make face masks, we're going to make coverings in every way to make a change and to show the world that America has just started and we are going to thrive. We're going to do great things. Why? We have great leadership. And we have great people like you. We will work together as a team and we will make a difference. We are blessed in the greatest country in the world. Let's do great things. Where? Trade Point Atlantic. Great leadership. We are blessed. God bless you. And God bless the greatest country in the world. The America, people, United States, and Maryland. Let's get started. Wow. I'd like to introduce Assistant Secretary Dawn O'Connell of HHS. Assistant Secretary O'Connell leads the COVID-19 response for HHS, coordinating across CDC, CMS, FDA, NIH, and other three-letter agencies, in close coordination with the White House. The impact of her and her team's tireless efforts can be seen here today, And without them, we wouldn't be here today, so we want to thank them. And
Dan, thanks so much. Governor Hogan, County Executive, Delegate, Senator, so nice to see everybody. Other distinguished guests, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of HHS and the Biden administration. And for those of you not familiar with the Office of the Assistant Secretary for Preparedness and Response, or ASPR, as people refer to me, my job is to prepare for, respond to, and recover from public health emergencies and disasters. Everyone's heard of CDC, FDA, NIH. We just talked about them. Not a lot of folks have heard of ASPR, so I want to just take a minute to tell you we're the operational muscle behind the current COVID response. Our team is responsible for the purchase and distribution of vaccines and treatments. We procure and invest in testing. We deploy high-quality masks from our strategic national stockpile, and we send our teams of medical surge personnel to help communities and hospitals in need. Securing the public health supply chain is another one of our missions, and that's why I'm here. We continue to look for opportunities to invest in and increase domestic manufacturing of public health and medical supplies. During the pandemic, especially in those early days, you all remember March 2020, 2 years ago now, we all saw what happened when the whole world needed the exact same things at the exact same time, and they were all being manufactured somewhere else. Through our investments, we are working to make sure that our first responders and healthcare workers have what they need for future surges of COVID, and also in order to build a stronger, more prepared, and resilient supply chain for the long term, for whatever comes next. That's why last year we were pleased to award UST a $96.1 million contract to increase the domestic production of nitrile gloves right here. Today's groundbreaking is an important step along our journey and to make sure we have the tools and equipment we need to prepare for and respond for public health emergencies. Congratulations to UST, to the City of Baltimore, and all those who have had a hand in making today possible. I look forward to coming back and visiting the site when it's up and running, and congratulate all of you on the work we've done in order to get here. Thanks again for having me.
I want to thank each of the speakers once again for their beautiful words. Thank you, guys. Thank everyone. Today's a great example of a community working together. We talked a lot about how creating safety is part of our DNA. But now, we want to honor those who protect us while we're building UST to protect you. First responders are our unsung heroes. Chief Tracy Brandenburg, Vice President Bud Sagelwald from the North Point Volunteer Fire Department, please come up to the stage, please. Thank you guys for coming. To say thank you, we'd like to present this donation to the North Point Volunteer Fire Department. Thank you. Now, so the only question I have is, which bank are you going to deposit it that'll take a check that big?
We'll leave that to the president.
Thank you guys once again. And by the way, I only hope that you guys come here to visit us for good events like today and not for any other reasons, because that wouldn't be good. In closing, and you guys are probably excited about that, I can go on. I mean, it's my moment, right? We're happy to be making Trade Point Atlantic at Sparrows Point our new manufacturing home. Thank you to all those involved in making this happen. And our special thanks to the state of Maryland. You've gone above and beyond to make us feel welcome. We are home. Please stick around to enjoy some all-American apple pie burger cookies. With your help, UST will become America's most trusted medical exam glove supplier that will ensure the protection of all Americans. Our mission starts now. Boom.